Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another Friday video here on Marvel Strike Force. Quick, get to the video before the light starts blinding. So some people have asked why this is why this is still an issue. Oh my God, the light! And that's because it's a giant. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna turn my camera here so you can see. Maybe you can. Oh no, you can't. It's completely white. Oh my God, I thought actually maybe it would actually do something. So it's a giant window. And no, there's no blinds. Also, it's not my place, so I'm not doing anything. I can't fix anything. So, fortunately, until I get my apartment, you guys just have to put up with this. But what I want to talk about today is the absolute. Well, actually, there's two things. Absolute sheer laziness of the Thunderbolts showcase, just for sheer shits and giggles. I'm sure you guys have already done it and seen it, but it's wild. Also, it does seem that maybe the players won. Did the players win something? Because we got an extension to the race to X, but there's also been some pushback from spenders. And I actually, I don't normally talk about spenders here on the channel, but I do understand that if someone went and spent a lot of money thinking that the race to X was going to end, I kind of do sympathize that, there was no impetus to kind of push the spend because now they added 30 more days. Now, how much is that going to make a difference for free to play or very light spenders? Maybe not a whole lot. Maybe I will get my 3 red after all, but beyond that, I mean, I'm not sure how much that's going to matter given that G20 is still very scarce. But we're going to be talking about all these things here in today's video, so let's boil this down. And before we go any further, I do actually want to remind people that there's this now. Now, some people are asking what this is for if you've been living under a rock, but they're giving this out early, it seems, because the Intel store is not meant to start until Monday. So we're kind of collecting this stuff in advance, it would seem. So there's a total of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Well, I don't know why I counted because it's 10K each. So 100,000 over 10 days. Now, this is to the new Chapter 1 season store for Quasar, that there's going to be a handful of things, including Gear Tier 20 G20 minis. There's going to be character shards, probably starting with Vigilante, because there is a Harbinger trait, which I think is meant to be these characters that are going to be in Season 1, that are related to Season 1. So I think Vigilantes are probably going to be the first farmable team in there. I don't think it's going to be Thunderbolts. I think it'll be Vigilantes. And there's also going to be diamonds for Old Man Logan, and that's supposed to start on Monday, as far as I'm aware. Some other things that I want to point out is that also there is going to be, some people are getting confused because in the first mission of the Thunderbolts showcase, we got like 20 or 30, I don't know, 300 to 200,000 shop credits. Now, shop credits is different. So we have the shop credits, which is the unification of all of the other stores, and it's going to be under one currency, shop credits. The Intel is the season store. So there's 2 different stores. The shop credits is just all the other stores being converted into one currency, and the Intel store is the new stuff. Now, the shop credits, I honestly don't think there's going to be anything new in there. I think it's just all of the existing stuff, maybe just hopefully sorted a little bit better, but I don't think there's going to be anything new in the shop credits versus what we already would have, because it's going to be the same sort of store stuff, I guess. In fact, it might even be the same tabs, and you're just going to be buying it with shop credits. I think that's probably about it, really. I don't think that they're going to be adding anything different than they're already doing, right? I think they don't expect red gear to show up. I would be surprised. Maybe they will, but I mean, I personally don't think so. Otherwise, the only thing I'm currently buying in any of the stores is Miss Marvel Classic shards. I think that's just about it. Sometimes I just pick these up for the lulz because I have like 900,000 arena credits, and sometimes I check my elite store, I guess, for some of the latest characters. I think I could still use some diamond upgrades for Ghost. I think I have a 1 diamond Ghost and 3 diamond Taskmaster, so I'm still looking for a Ghost for this new team. But other than that, I'm not really looking for anything else. Oh yeah, sorry. Apparently Peggy Carter can sometimes show up in the Ultimate store, so there is that as well. Now, I want to talk about the Thunderbolts showcase, because this, I thought it was bugged. Like when I was running through this, I was like, is this real? So there is, where does this start? Like, okay, you fight AIM and stuff, I guess, but like you fight, oh, hold on, let's go back. The same enemy, like from a couple of nodes, maybe it's from here, 3 and 4 were like the same identical fucking node, and I thought something was off. And then 1, 5, and then you get this team, and then you get this team. They're the same fucking characters. Same fucking characters. And I thought it was bugged. I was like, for 5 fucking nodes, sorry guys, for 5 nodes in a row, I ended up using the same team. And also, when I first went in, there was no dialogue. I don't know if this is, apparently this has been fixed now, so I just wanted to double check. But in the first 20 minutes when I went into the showcase, there was, nope, there's still no text. And it was just a highlighting of me that. It was a Taskmaster showcase. It wasn't even a, like I don't even know if Victoria had even got a skill. Maybe she got 1. She got 1. Okay, cool. But other than that, it was a Taskmaster showcase. Every single time, it was the exact same thing of Taskmaster rolling in and using a roll. There, okay, finally there's dialogue at the end. There was just nothing in the beginning. When I first ran it, there was nothing. But either way, you're running the same node 5 times in a row. Like, did I expect it to be hard? No, because they've never really done things like that for a story showcase. But wow, this is next level laziness, if you ask me. A lot of people probably don't care, honestly, so I'm going to make sure before I forget, I'm going to farm my gold ore fragments, so make sure you're doing the same here as well, because I don't think the training fragment is up yet. I think that would probably be in the next one in whoever the second character is, I guess. I don't know who that is. Probably Songbird. So make sure you're watching out for that. I'm still hoarding away on energy, but honestly, I think this is soon to be pointless. As you guys know, there's going to be a bio G20 leaderboard next week if you've been following my data mine videos that I did earlier this week. And I don't think that there's going to be any energy involved in that. So I'm kind of just, I'm waiting a couple of more weeks, honestly, to see whether or not energy makes a return. Because with the Quasar Command Center event that is going to be starting very soon, it did mention that there is going to be a spend energy and spend gold portion of those objectives. Now, for this Command Center for Silver Coat, I'm pretty much done this, I guess. If you do the objectives every single day, you should be able to get to that 6 million. Hopefully you can get everything free to play. It's been pretty easy. So there hasn't been a lot of reason for me to do event videos, honestly, unless there's something crazy or some data mines or something suggesting something. There hasn't been a lot for me to say, I'll be honest. That things are more, are they more boring than they were a week ago? I'm not sure, because I'm actually just logging in, doing a couple of button clicking, and that's about it. I have been playing Alliance War a little bit more, which is surprising for me. Maybe it's because when I wake up in the morning to do this kind of stuff, I still have like 10 hours left. Whereas when I was back home, I would have like 2. When I woke up in the morning, like I'd have 2 hours, and I'd feel really rushed. With Alliance War, I know there's 24 hours, but I didn't have the right time to get that in, and I feel like I do now. So that's the only bigger difference. And I want to talk about the extension to the Race to X. So now we have 42 days, right? And I talked about that in a previous video. I'm at 1348. Wow. And I still haven't finished City. And this is quite surprising in a lot of ways. So I don't know if I can scroll up. No, so I heard there's less than 1,000 people that have even completed City at this point, which is not surprising, but it kind of is too, because it really shows that there's only really like less than 1,000 spenders that are trying to push into Xavier. I did not spend any money in order to get to where I did for my couple of G20s that I do have. I did push really hard on those events and those leaderboards, the skill one especially, with cores. Pretty sure I forget the metrics actually for what it was involving. But as you guys know, I'm someone who hoards a lot of power cores and energy and all that stuff to push on these leaderboards, and that's exactly what I did. Now, will this get me a little bit further? We're gonna have the Bio G20 leaderboard, and it might come back around for Mystic. If they're doing it, they're doing it sequentially. Then we might have a Mystic G20 leaderboard as well, because I think that we just had a Mutant one, a Bio's coming up, we had Tech, Skill, and Mystic. So I think it's going to wrap back around to Mystic, hopefully. And so that's going to give us 2 leaderboards, maybe a third. There might be another one. So there might be 3 leaderboards left in this Race to X before it ends again, unless they push it back once again. But I mean, I think it's a bit of a buyer's remorse for some people. So I've been talking to some spenders who spent a lot of money, honestly spent thousands of dollars on, maybe not thousands, at least hundreds to $1,000 on pushing leaderboard events to get higher payouts for these G20 gear. And then they go and push this back another month. Now, this is a really great win for players like us, hardcore free to play, people who are pushing, who may like spenders as well. But for those of you who spent a lot of money, or even, upwards to whatever, right, thinking that this was going to end, yeah, I do feel kind of bad a little bit, right? Because, that was not what was sold to those people about when the race to X was going to end. It seemed a lot more limited in the time than it ended up being. And so that is a bit of a bait and switch. Now, what that tells me, and what should tell everyone else, is that you should really be careful when it comes to spending in Marvel Strike Force, because A, you don't know when your spending is going to get devalued, and B, you can't really trust and hold Scopely to their word about when things are going to happen and how long it's going to last and all, X, Y, Z, because things change, subject to change, remember? This is just the case in reality of Marvel Strike Force and Scopely. So it is a win for the players. For once, which is odd, it's not a win for heavy spenders, because now more people are going to get access to red stars to Xavier than what was originally intended or was originally thought. So that's kind of interesting and a weird reversal of fortunes. But for the rest of us, it should be, maybe we'll get our 3 red. Some of us will get our 3 red. I'll keep going and updating, though, as we go along in the month or so ahead. And that's, I guess, it for today's Friday video. I don't have a whole lot else to say. The blog will be out later on today, and I guess we'll check it out. Maybe I'll check it out tomorrow, because obviously these things come out super late for me. It depends on when the information comes out. Maybe it'll come out a little bit early through the Envoy blog, so make sure you keep an eye on your favorite Envoy for that. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me, everyone, and enjoy your weekend, and of course, there's going to be more videos to come. So that's it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.